The once viral Hunger Platform 2 has finally arrived, still featuring the 3-tiered prison testing humanity and a Michelin meal worth millions. The key difference from the original is that the prison rules have drastically changed this time. In the first Hunger Platform, those assigned to upper levels could control the food supply. When happy, they'd waste food recklessly. When upset, they'd spoil food frantically, causing shortages by the time it reached lower levels, leaving little for those below, resulting in daily starvation deaths. This time, self-proclaimed loyalists control inmates on each floor, allowing them to take only their allocated food. Anyone caught stealing or spoiling food faces a brutal beating from the loyalists. Today, a fat man on floor 24 found half his pizza eaten by someone above. Through connections, he learned it was done by someone on floor 21. Angered by this rule-breaking, the fat man grabbed someone else's chicken leg. The upper levels quickly stopped this action. The fat man angrily questioned why floor 21 could break rules while he couldn't. Clearly knew, he ignored the loyalists and prepared to eat the chicken leg. Yes, that's how it was. Then someone tossed their own food to the fat man. The fat man reluctantly put the chicken leg back. Unbeknownst to him, this woman's action had just saved his life. The next morning, they heard fighting from the floor above. Loyalists from floors 19 and 20 were punishing the rule breakers from floor 21. But this time, the loyalists failed to kill the 2 people from floor 21. Seeing the battle had reached the 22nd floor, those on the 23rd urgently told them to settle it, or they'd deal with the troublemakers themselves. Wayla quickly grabbed his bedboard, kicked off the steel pipe, and used it as a weapon. The platform lowered, revealing a corpse. Prison rules state, food left behind causes floor temperature to skyrocket. The remaining woman was instantly incinerated. Despite Wayla's efforts to save her, it was too late. The woman was burned to a crisp. Each time a saboteur appears, many innocent lives are lost. The fat man felt this approach to order was flawed. With daily deaths and new arrivals, many wouldn't follow their lead, causing daily tragedies. Though uniting 333 people was challenging, they weren't ready to give up. The fat man followed their rules, eating only his own food and touching nothing else. To maintain balance, middle-level inmates discarded food from the recently deceased. After 20 days of pizza, the fat man schemed. He secretly ate a piece while pretending to discard food. Upper-level inmates saw this, but luckily, they moved to the 180th floor the next day. Despite middle-level control, issues arose when the platform reached the 169th floor. This resulted in prisoners below the 169th floor going without food for days. Due to not eating for a long time, the fat man was hallucinating severely, and Vera was too hungry to stand. Suddenly, news came from above, confirming the list of saboteurs from their last round. On the 24th, the fat man ate his dead companion's food. On the 46th, Vera lied again to save the fat man. On the 180th floor, he finally realized how a small act by a saboteur caused such hardship for those below. Deeply remorseful, the fat man took out a lighter and slowly set his clothes on fire to punish himself for his mistakes. The scene changed. Vera was now lucky to be on the 51st floor with a one-armed fat man as her new companion. The upper levels told Vera everything was normal now, no saboteurs found, and they could eat their own food daily. While washing her face, Vera asked her companion what food she chose before entering prison. She didn't know the woman before her had been in prison for a long time. Suddenly, news came that a saboteur appeared on the 54th floor and attacked her new companion. Last month on the 2nd floor, the 1st floor people didn't settle for her. Vera feared another accident, which could lead to a tragedy like last time. The next day, as the food platform descended, Vera wasn't ready. The one-armed woman scolded her and threw some iron bars at her. Surprisingly, the woman was experienced. As the platform lowered, people below were ready and standing on it. Thus, 5 people stood armed on the platform, slowly heading towards the saboteur's floor. Halfway there, the saboteur rushed at them with a knife. They fought frantically. Though outnumbering him, they couldn't subdue him. As he seemed to surrender, he suddenly leapt onto the platform to escape. The strong, one-armed woman chased after her directly. Only when the old man from the next floor joined did they subdue the saboteur. That evening, the one-armed woman told Willa her story. The women were loyal rule followers, constantly protecting food from others. One day, while keeping order, they met a severely malnourished young man. Seeing him dying, she fed him a dead man's food, breaking rules. Her arm was cut off. The loyalist leader's goal wasn't fewer deaths, but to maintain daily tragedy due to rule breaking. The next day, they tied their arms, crushed them using the platform's edge. When Willa woke again, he was on floor 72, facing a new old man. This time, Willa didn't explain the rules, but tried organizing a team. To resist loyalists, you must organize like them. He convinced people floor by floor to join for freedom. Surprisingly, the oppressed crowd eagerly joined Willa's team. Within a few floors, the platform was filled with people. When full, they armed themselves, waiting to face the loyalist leader. Unexpectedly, their clever opponents stayed above, ready to punish by controlling food. In an instant, many lost heart and fled from Willa's team. At the crucial moment, the old man spoke up, foiling the man's plan. Jiang proved too cunning. With no options left, the group plotted to sneak down in boxes. Chaos erupted as they fought each other. The clever old man hid. Soon, all but Vera and the hidden elder were captured. Vera, heeding advice, faked her death by swallowing a rag. Thought dead, she was sent to the prison's lowest level. Surprisingly, there these people contrasted sharply with those above. Though surviving on carrion, they were united, never resorting to cannibalism. Ironically, those above, despite abundant food, faced constant deaths. This mirrors society. More resources often lead to moral decay.